morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm your host, Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for joining me. First up, it's Mental Health Matters with Viking Psychiatry and Wellness. And today we are learning all about their EmSculpt Neo treatment. I learn about the machine, the benefits, and I give it a try myself. Then Elite Softwash joins me in studio to share with us behind the scenes of their business and what it takes to get your house extra clean. That and more happening now.
Fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry and Wellness. Welcome back to Mental Health Matters with Viking Psychiatry and Wellness. And today we're going to talk about a machine called EmSculpt Neo. And get this, it helps get rid of stubborn fat and also tones your muscles. This machine is incredible. We're going to discuss it, and I'm also going to try it out on the flanks, which is the love handle side, and you're invited. Let's do it. Here with me right now is Sean Goddard, who is the owner of Viking Psychiatry and Wellness. Hey there, Sean.
Good to see you.
Okay, so it's been so fun learning about all of your new equipment. You've been quite busy.
Quite busy. And in debt up to my ears. No.
Yes. Right, because these products are so powerful and they can do so many things. And so today we're going to talk about the EmSculpt Neo, and I'm going to be a guinea pig on this machine. I'm excited about it, but let's first talk about the basics. What does this machine do?
So this machine also uses radio frequency and high FEM technology, and it can be used for a variety of functions, right? There's kind of that aesthetic med spa side, which is the side we're going to kind of look at with you today. And what we can do is we can target different treatment areas on the individual. So for example, that could be abdomen, that could be the flanks, or what we like to call the love handles, right? We can target the booty, the thighs, the calves, and beyond with treating with this. And then there's also the functional side. And this is one of the main reasons that I got the machine is we can help individuals treat, for example, chronic pain, to help improve vascularization, reduce muscle spasms. For somebody that, for example, just had surgery, right, is really having to recover from a surgery, let's say on their shoulder or their arm or their hip, right?
Yes.
If they're able to go to the physical therapy, then they're able to come here and we're able to use this technology at a lower scale than we would say targeting your abdomen, but improving and rebuilding that muscle, improving blood flow, which increases healing capability and really kind of take the bite out of it.
Right, and that extra, it makes it easier on that recovery because the machine does a lot of the heavy lifting for you. And so you have different sizes. So let's first talk about this one and all the areas that this device in particular can, look how cute it is, that it can target.
Yeah, so this one's for the neck. No, I'm just joking. I want a really big, strong neck. No. So this is used, for example, we can target the deltoids. We can flip around and target your biceps for you. We can also actually come down and do your forearm. More often than not, we would be doing the forearm on that functional side, right? Maybe somebody who had elbow surgery or something like that. Carpal tunnel, we can go in and begin to work on those muscles there. And so then we can take the same thing and we can actually end up applying it all the way down on the calf, if need be. Depending on the individual and the size, we could treat the thigh, the front and the back thigh. So there's a lot of functionality that can be used with this. And this even, we were talking about it earlier, that I injured my Achilles tendon.
Yes.
And so I can actually place my foot in here and get that Achilles tendon right there and get that heat and that radio frequency, high FEM going, penetrating in there and accelerating that treatment.
Wow.
So
yeah, we gotta stop your limping. Okay, so, and then this device here is very big, and this one has multi-area uses as well.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not to be confused with electroshock therapy or ECT, right? We're not going here, right? What we're doing is we're targeting, for example, the abdomen.
Okay.
And so for most individuals, we would just use one of these. If we have somebody who's a little bit on the larger size, we might even use two of these. But what we're doing is we're actually sending pulses in and penetrating in. So one of these treatments that's about 30 minutes long, during all the contractions that occur, it's equivalent to you sitting down and doing 30,000 crunches. Have you ever done 30,000 crunches?
I would say no.
Have you done 30,000 in your lifetime? No.
Probably not.
I haven't.
I barely get through 30, no.
So,
can you imagine in one sitting being able to get that much exercise or that much toning into your body? That's incredible.
Yeah, and the amazing thing is that when you're done with treatment, you're not really sore that evening and the next day.
Yeah.
And the reason being is because we're not causing that activation through the brain. Of the activation, we're causing it through this external source, so we don't have a bunch of lactic acid being released in the process. So you're able to do this treatment, cause the improvements, and not wake up the next, because somebody's like 30,000 crunches, I'm not going to be able to move tomorrow, right? But I can assure you I was moving the next day when I tried this treatment. So.
Yeah, and it's not, these treatments are not uncomfortable. What you're doing is you're feeling like a contraction, you know, and you all have a range of levels, so you do it based off of someone's comfort.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, but again, a little, you know, you got to be a little uncomfortable to get to the point that it's going to be working best for you.
Yeah, we never want to strain anybody, and again, it depends on whether we're doing functional repair. Obviously, if we're doing functional, I'm not going to jack it up, right? What we want to do is just cause activation of that muscle and begin to cause strength and more circulation. But if we're really wanting to tone and define, then obviously the higher we can get that, the more intensity, the better the outcome is going to be.
So let's talk about just the combo treatments, because of course someone would look at this and say, okay, well, let me get one of my arm, stomach, hook me up all the way, but how can they be used together? Like, can you do two arms at the same time? But you can't do the stomach at the same time as the arm.
Yeah, so for example, if I was going to do, let's say, my biceps on this, then what we would do is it would be hooked up to the machine. I would actually sit down in a chair and rest my arms across this, and then we would place both of them on. And so we're targeting both arms at the same time, right?
Okay.
Because we don't want you to just do one, right? That's going to look a little bit weird, right? You're jacked on this side and a little weak on this side. But so we target both the same. So pretty much anywhere where you have duplication, you can use both at the same time, right? If we're treating your buttocks, we're going to use this on one buttocks and the other one on the other side.
At the same time.
At the same time,
Okay,
right?
so that reduces the treatment time. That's what I wanted to get at, because this isn't something that takes all day, hours, like, you know, more invasive procedures would be. This is, you can come on your lunch break.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Average treatment is 30 minutes or under for most of them. And so if you're just targeting one area, then you're here for 30 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Okay, so let's talk about the area that you're going to be doing on me today, which is the flanks, which is the love handles. Y'all know the little extra little muffin over here. So tell me how this works.
Yeah, so this is pretty neat when it comes to setup. So what this does is we have our frequencies being pushed out from here and here, right? And so this is the front side, because on the front side, we have muscles. If you feel here, we have muscles that we want to hit and activate, because what that's going to do is that's going to strengthen it here and kind of pull everything in. That fat tends to be where? More through here, right? And so we don't really have a big muscle group back here that we're going to want to strengthen and target. What we're going to want to do is target that fat and get that fat to go away, right?
Okay.
So what we like to call that stubborn fat. And so what happens is I take this, and when we place it on you, we're going to take it here, we're going to put it, and then we're going to wrap this around. And what you'll see is that goes right over where that love handle is. And then we send those pulses in from the front side to cause the activation of the muscles, and also targeting the fat for the fat that's up here on the front side. And then this side is just targeting that fat and helping lysis it, destroy it, right? So we start to break down and get rid of that stubborn fat. And the nice thing is when we do this, the body starts to get rid of that fat naturally, right? So it starts to break down, it takes it, and you end up excreting it out through your urine, so your lymph system isn't getting all backed up with all this fat. And it's a nice natural process to where you're getting rid of it, hopefully on the long-term side, right?
Yes, okay, well, let's get to it. I'm excited.
I'm excited too.
Let's start. All right, guys, so I just finished my EmSculpt Neo, and just to tell you about how it felt, it was very comfortable to lay there with the two paddles beside me, and what I felt was warmth, so it was like really comfortable, and then also a pulsating of the machine, and what that was doing was contracting my muscles and just making me feel like I'm doing a workout while I was relaxing. So I'm so thrilled to continue to try this product out, and then we'll do a follow-up to let you know what I think. And thank you so much for tuning in. If you would like more information about Viking Psychiatry and Wellness, we'll have their website listed below. Book your appointment, and I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Viking Psychiatry and Wellness.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
This segment sponsored by Elite Softwash. So every other week, we've been getting really great advice about power washing from Elite Softwash. But today, we're going to take a look behind the scenes to learn more about the company. And joining me today is their owner, Brandon Metzger. Hey there, Brandon.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so let's dive deeper into Elite Softwash and just start off by giving us an overview of what the business is and why you started it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are a locally owned and family owned and operated pressure washing and soft washing business. And so about 4 years ago, I started thinking about ideas for my two sons to do during the summer months as kind of a side hustle that, we could build together as, a father and son business.
Yeah.
And so we looked into pressure washing. And so we started this, like I said, about 4 years ago with them. And it's just really turned into a great thing for our community. And it's very satisfying to come out and serve our clients. And, now 4 years later, looking back, this has just really taken off. And we have so many great customer testimonials of how we've helped our clients clean their properties, maintain their homes. And so, now we're still small. We're still a family-owned and operated business, but look forward to continuing to grow in the community and, serve others.
Yeah, and so since we're doing behind the scenes, let's dig into a little bit about just your journey. So over the past 4 years, what would you say was the most challenging thing that you faced as an entrepreneur?
Yeah, so kind of my backstory, I was actually in the automotive industry for about 19 years. And so I had a career in that, and we kind of, started this business about 4 years ago. So it's kind of a side hustle for me. I was doing a full-time job.
Yeah.
And then, in the evenings and weekends, me and my sons were going out and doing the work. And so that continued to grow. So I was working basically 2 jobs and trying to handle everything. So kind of crazy. Well, so about a year ago, I quit my career job of 19 years to go full-time into this.
Awesome.
And so we've brought a couple other employees on board with us now. My brother-in-law works for me, and then also another young gentleman works for us as well. So it's really grown. I would say, the biggest thing for me was to just transition from, a career that I'd been at for 19 years into doing this. But ultimately, I've always been in customer service. I love serving others, putting our clients first. And so that's kind of where we've really taken and built and branded this business off of, serving our community, serving our clients' needs, what they want, and then we provide a service to help them out.
Yeah, I love that. Entrepreneurship is not easy, and so many people start and then they stop or cannot continue forward. So that crossover from quitting your full-time job and now you're a full-time entrepreneur, bravo, congratulations. We love to hear the journey, because it's inspiring. And so let's talk about what really sets you apart from other companies, because you're not the first power wash company in the city, right?
Right, yeah. There's, a number of other companies doing very similar work as us. My vision for our company was to be just a legitimate business that is 100%. We're all in this. And so, our family's involved, and everything we do, we just do it right the first time.
Yeah.
You know, from our branding, from, you know, our trucks, from being a licensed business, an insured business. You know, we are accredited by the Better Business Bureau with an A+ rating.
Awesome.
You know, right now, we're working on our Google profile. We have over 240 5-star reviews on Google. And so it's really about serving the customer and putting them first. You know, when you call us, we answer our phone. When you text us, we respond back. We get so many people that are like, man, the communication from Elite Softwash is great. We love the updates. We love how you keep us informed. And so that's what we're just trying to provide, a home service business that people can rely on, they can trust. When you make an appointment with us, we're going to be there. We're going to show up on time. You know, all of our guys, we wear uniforms. I mean, everything that we do is like a professional company should be ran. There's so many companies out there that, you know, they don't answer their phone, they don't call you back. You can set up a service and they don't show up on time. But for us, we feel like, you know, doing everything right the first time, that first impression on our customer, that's what we're providing to the community.
Yeah, that is wonderful. I saw a big transition, unfortunately, when the pandemic hit. Customer service just went away. People took away their phone numbers. They're like, don't call, email only. It's like, wow, which is so funny. But then also just a lot of companies do those block times, which can drive a homeowner crazy, right? We're going to show up between this time and that time, and then they don't show up between those times. So I love that you want to stick to being punctual and set an expectation in advance for your customers. And so let's dive into like some of your tools and some of your equipment. Kind of describe to me what it looks like when you're loading that truck and what you take with you on your jobs.
Yeah, absolutely. So all of our equipment, what's really nice, we have a trailer set up for each of our crews that are out doing, you know, our soft washing and pressure washing. And each of these trailers have a 500-gallon water tank on them.
Oh, wow.
So we do bring approximately 500 gallons of water to each job. We do typically hook up to a water supply just to help maintain our tank while we're there. But what that means is our pumps are mounted. So our soft wash system is mounted to our trailer. Our pressure washing system is mounted to our trailer. They pull from the water supply on the trailer. So the cool thing is we don't have to like drag equipment around your yard. We have super long hoses that we just pull off of a hose reel. And so we're just taking a hose around the house. We're not dragging a pressure washer through your grass, through your, you know, landscaping. So you don't have to worry about like damage from heavy equipment. We don't have to use any type of like lifts around the home. I know a lot of, you know, the clients that we serve have like 2 to 3 story houses. So with our specialized pump system for house washing, we can actually spray 3 to 4 stories standing on the ground. So like some people think we have to bring a lift in to clean the back of their home, which some companies would have to. And then you risk like, you know, the damage to your property and dragging a lift through. We don't have to do that at all. Everything we do can be done from the ground. So that's the really nice thing with our equipment. It's made specifically for the jobs that we do, and it provides excellent results every time. So.
And so if you were to do a full house cleaning, okay, so that means roof, siding, windows, concrete, front, back, deck, and everything, about how long would that whole process take?
Yeah, so generally, if we're doing like a full package, everything top to bottom, everything can be done in a day. There's a lot of variables involved in it, just depending on the size of the home, condition of the home. But a lot of times, most of the projects that we're doing are going to be, you know, between 4 and 6 hours long. Standard house washes, if it's just a simple house wash, maybe an hour or 2. So those are kind of the time frames that you can expect. It's not a super long, drawn out process, but everything that we do is very efficient. You know, we have, you know, the best quality machines and equipment that you can buy, but that serves our customers with efficiency and provides them with, you know, guaranteed excellent results.
Yes. Okay. Well, lastly, Brandon, I'll ask, so you completed 4 years. What is your vision for the next 4?
Yeah. So, you know, I think my vision is to, you know, continue to grow our business, but we're not going to get to a point where we're this like huge pressure washing company that can't be, maintained and ran correctly. So our vision is to still just continue to serve the community, to still continue to serve our clients, maintain, our communication, maintain our level of customer service that we have, but always looking to, innovate and to basically have the best equipment to serve your needs.
Yeah.
And so that's our goal, is to just, stay family oriented, continue to serve, and put our clients' needs first.
Yeah.
So
I love that. Well said.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brandon.
You're
Good chatting
welcome.
with you. And if you would like more information about Elite Softwash, we'll have their website listed below. You can go in there and look at all of their services that they have to offer and book a consult. And I'll see you after the break. This segment sponsored by Elite Softwash.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
Enjoy fun in the sun on Living Local 15. Become a tourist in your own city. Visit your favorite spots and have some fun with me. From kayaking to rappelling off a building, I show you ways to have an adventure in Northeast Indiana every weekday morning at 9 on WANE 15. So join me, Jessica Williams, for Living Local 15.
Watch Living Local 15 with Jessica Williams weekdays at 9 on WANE 15 and catch past episodes on WANE.com. Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group. Go to the Living Local 15 page on WANE.com for recipes from the show, to watch a segment again, and to get information on products and services featured on Living Local 15. Content segments during today's Living Local 15 were paid for by these sponsors.